fundamentally, I look at social media as you said, as a community hall. While most marketers, especially in India, claim that they possess,
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately believe that it's really just a tick mark,
Yeah.
and a check in the box that a brand must have a social handle.
Yeah.
The first thing that a brand really needs to understand when it comes to being truly social is have a very strong understanding of culture.
Now community building is becoming a big piece. As marketeers, as somebody who's the custodian of the brand, how do you think that shift in marketing versus engaging and building communities has changed in the last 4 or 5 years, specifically in India, more so?
It's changed dramatically, Anis, and uh, if you look at how consumers are interacting with brands today,
Mm-hmm.
it's dramatically different.
Yep.
We were perhaps, a decade back, we were in a situation where social media was good to have. It was the thing to do. It was the new shiny thing in town.
Yeah.
But the reality of our lives today is that it's the fabric that we are all built into,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and you can't wish that away.
Yeah.
In fact, I would look that as a positive opportunity
Mm-hmm.
for me to build brands if I'm able to do things the right way. If I'm offering stuff that's innovative,
Mm-hmm.
offering a differentiated experience, if I'm delivering to that promise consistently time and time again, the power of networks will only uh, accelerate the good news, and that's what is I believe a potential that most companies still haven't embraced. So if you look at the
Yeah.
startups, if you look at new businesses, they're far savvier at using social media,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because they're trying to build their reputation from grounds up. Their awareness is not as great, and it's an arbitrage they're able to play very well.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to large and established brands, the challenge that often occurs is that for most brands, like, let's say, let me take the example of a Lenovo,
Mm-hmm.
or brands at Britannia and so on. The awareness is very large
Yes.
already.
Yep.
So when the awareness is that high, the question that often comes to your mind is, what is the role social media is meant to play? Is it just meant to engage consumers?
Mm-hmm.
Is it meant to uh, crack that nice joke, or build win a
Yeah.
moment for the brand? What's really the job?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that all of that, to me, is extremely tactical in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Fundamentally, I look at social media as you said, as a community hall,
Yeah.
and it's really up to you how you want to be in that space. Do you want to be silent? Do you want to be interacting with people?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be making them smile, making them laugh?
Yep.
Do you want to make them feel something? Do you want to tell stories? It's not different from that. And I feel that's a skill that, while most marketers, especially in India, claim that they possess,
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately believe that it's really just a tick mark,
Yeah.
and a check in the box that a brand must have a social handle.
Yeah.
I don't think enough brands, and especially large brands, are truly social.
Hmm.
And that's one place where there's a lot for heritage brands to learn from, not just new age brands, not just brands who are insurgents and are driving a change in the categories that they operate in, but also to learn from creators,
Yep.
because creators are brands by themselves.
Yep.
uh, and if marketers and brand teams are able to keep that agility of learning, there's a lot of cheese to be had.
So, if you want to give your fellow marketers or fellow CMOs, what does truly social mean? Like a 5 pointer or a 3 pointer? Do you want to share that?
Okay, here's I'm again thinking, it's a very interesting question, Anis. I've thought about what it means to be truly social, but haven't really been able to
Probably you can
put
write a
it
book on
down.
it.
I don't know whether I have the expertise or
Yeah,
the chops to be able to do that, but I try.
sure.
I feel that the first thing that a brand really needs to understand when it comes to being truly social is have a very very strong understanding of culture,
Hmm.
and
Is it culture
and
of the company or
also
the culture of the community who's engaging with the brand?
culture. I don't want to use the term popular culture,
Okay.
but the prevailing culture.
Hmm.
What's the sentiment?
Hmm.
What are people consuming? What are they engaging with? What's involving them?
Yeah.
And it's ironical that I'm sure most of us, as much as we may not like to admit, spend hours, for example, being on reels and scrolling
Yeah.
through and smiling and engaging with that content and truly being immersed in those moments. But then we seldom apply it
Hmm.
to our own
Yeah.
brands and ask ourselves, so if this is the world that if this is the environment that I'm operating in, what should I be doing differently?
Okay.
And again, the playbook may keep changing, but I do believe at this point in time, it's the age of the creators.
Mm-hmm.
People are interested in following people,
Yeah.
not brands.
Mm-hmm.
Brands that command true followership are rare.
Yeah.
And if you're able to find a way of loosening up on your codes and working with creators to have content that people want to spend that extra second on
Sure.
or extra fraction of a second on,
Sure.
you're truly social.
Hmm.
That's one. The second is to actually, and when I say, hey, loosen up,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really about how you would be in a gathering of people,
Yeah.
right? So, are you able to uh, shed a little bit of skin that you've gathered over the years?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Hold your personality, because people see through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hold your personality, be authentic, but rather than operating in a paradigm where you are talking to people,
Mm-hmm.
if you start speaking with them,
Yeah.
that's really, I would say, what brands need to do, and what being truly social means.
Hmm.
It's it's about being vulnerable, it's about being open,
Mm-hmm.
it's about being in the moment, in the culture,
Yeah.
and it's about trying. It's like a stand-up comic, Anis, who goes up,
Yeah.
and the world of stand-up comedy again is very very intriguing for me, because from the time you at the face of it, you look at a talented comic and you feel you
Drawn to
feel
them.
uh, in the awe of
Yeah.
them. But if you listen to most of their stories, it's a little bit like it's a lot of trial and error, it's a lot of practice, it's a lot of rigor, but it's always about showing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's always about showing up with a set, uh, understanding the response of the audience to that set,
Yeah.
improvising that set, changing it a little bit, and then once you found your tone, once you found your rhythm, doubling down on it.
Hmm.
And brands really need to learn how to take the stage and be okay with going up there, not succeeding a few times, till the time they really find their space and rhythm.
Yeah. Interesting. No, thanks for sharing that, Amit. Definitely, people who will be listening will be taking down notes. I hope you enjoyed this clip from my podcast series called Masters Decoded. The intention of bringing these clips to you is to allow you to understand some key moments of the conversations I've had with my guest. I would recommend and highly encourage you to listen to the entire podcast, which you can find the link to the podcast in the description below. I look forward to you subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of all the future clips which we keep releasing every week on this channel.